Thanks for watching. The last video I have announced that we're going to customize these trucks using a budget of only 20 bucks. When I say we, that's me and 4 other guys. We are having a little challenge. If you're watching this in time, go check out the link in the video description box to my Instagram to see how you can win this truck. If not, I can promise you that this will still be an interesting video because I'm going to teach you, hopefully, a few tricks on how to customize a truck when you are really on a budget. I'm saying 20 bucks, I mean 5 bucks, because you can have 5 accessories? Hold on. What did yeah, I guess 5, 6 accessories for like 5 bucks. Just see what you have laying around. The majority of my budget, I blew it on paint. Of course, you know, I love paint. I love huffing it. I love painting it. I love the way that it can make a truck look. I also didn't want to go all overboard with adding stickers to this truck just because that's really not my style. So I did add a few stickers on this back window. I also added the sun visor bit in the front just to make it look a bit meaner and also obscure those sex stained windows a tiny bit, because I'm not sure what's going on with the mildew in the whole front section of this truck, but I will leave that for the next person to sort it out and perhaps cut out those window sections and add an interior. For me, of course, that wasn't in the budget. I wanted to add some paint, so I decided to add an Element RC logo in the front. You will go to some close-ups of me masking and painting this truck, just so you see in a bit greater detail what is actually involved in doing that. But what I wanted to do with this particular truck, just because I only was limited to 2 different colors, which is a champagne anodized aluminum and a black, is I wanted to use the negative space to actually make some lettering appear. So I did that on the HemiStorm part over here on the side, but also on the Element RC logo in the front. And then for the rest, so for the Trailrunner logo, I did that my regular way, where I just cut some letters and then paint the letters the color that I want them to appear. But using that negative space, I think, is a nice and neat trick that kind of requires you to think the other way around. So in this case, I used the background color to actually make the letters appear. It's a simple trick, but I think it can turn out really cool when done right. And it's certainly something that I will experiment a bit further with in the future, just because it was really fun to apply it to this truck. First thing that I did, I think also one of the simplest things, is actually coloring this exhaust tip. I did that using some aluminum tape. This is stuff that most people will have laying around in their shed or in their hobby room, actually, because this is used often to, for example, repair ventilation ducts, stuff like that. You can use this for any type of a household repair. It's really easy to work with, it's really easy to apply. It's pretty simple to just push the air out of it, but it's also really easy to make something look like it is actually a metallic or a metal part using this aluminum tape. It won't hold up super well if you intend on rock rashing it, for example. But seeing that this exhaust tip is pretty well protected by the overhang of the body, I felt that it would work okay for this application. So what I did is I actually applied it on that MagnaFlow exhaust that comes already installed on this Element RC Trailrunner. And I think it turned out pretty okay. Another item that you will see in the back that is of course not standard are those mud flaps. For those mud flaps, I bought a pair of work gloves that you see here. And then I cut the palm part out. That's a weird sentence, but I cut the palm part out, cut that in 2, and I actually stuck those mud flaps, or what were supposed to be mud flaps, I stuck those to the remains of this 80-cent basket. So this is really a dollar store special, or turning out to be a dollar store special, because this angled part over here, it is actually pretty versatile. And if you want to add some sort of structural parts and you need a base for it, and you want to do that in a really simple way, parts like this can actually really help you. So what I did is, if I take the body off, I stuck those glove parts to those basket parts. Then I double stuck tape that to the inside of the body. And there you go, you have 2 mud flaps that look, I think, pretty okay. Main focus, of course, over here is just to add like a few little details and a few little knickknacks that draw the eye and that make the truck look a bit more accessorized than it would be if you would not stick those items on. So that's the main goal, I think, of this whole challenge. This is a perfect approach if you want to accessorize your truck and you are really on a tight budget and you're waiting, for example, for yourself to save up some money so you can eventually replace it for some branded parts. Another thing that you can, for example, see here on the top, this is a really easy, super lame accessory. This is something everybody can make. This is like a bedroll, and I use the cuff of the working glove to make that bedroll. And I think it adds, well, something else to look at, some other little detail. And well, that's the goal over here. So bedroll over here is a legit option. Another thing that I added is this rooftop tent. There are tons of nice rooftop tents available, but some of them really break the bank because they're functional. This is made from a bag from an old training towel. And then using one of those household sewing kits, I just tucked the corners in, stuck them together, or stitched them together rather, and then hooked it up to that roof rack that comes with the accessories. Another thing that you see on the roof is well, basically another part of this little basket. So I cut two of the sides out from the basket, made them all square, sanded them down a tiny bit, and then after that I used some of that aluminum tape yet again to wrap around it and make these look like sand ladders. They of course don't do anything in case you truly are stuck in a sand pit. Don't rely on these to be able to pull you out, because they won't. Last part that you see maybe on top, I'm not sure if the camera will focus on that, but I hope it will, is two solar panels. Everybody's of course getting more eco-friendly, more environment-friendly. We try to avoid using generators as much as we can. And I imagine also when you're overlanding, you try to do that. So if you want to have some electricity, you want to use a solar panel. I found these old garden lights stuck in my garden. I'd driven over them with my lawnmower at some point, I think, because they were like tossed to the side. And they had a little solar panel on top. So what I did is I completely dismantled them. I hacked the solar panel part out, sanded it down, and I stuck it to the roof of this Trailrunner using some double-sided tape. Again, just to add some detail, make it look a bit cooler than it did without it. Now this truck is up for grabs if you are watching this. December 2020, make sure that you enter that contest on Instagram. I will also do some more giveaways over here as well on YouTube, of course, in the future, because we are approaching some pretty cool and milestone-like numbers, I guess, over here. So, well, with that in mind and seeing how full it is over here, we are going to give some stuff away. Really cool of Element RC to organize this little challenge. I had a ton of fun, well, also chit-chatting with the other guys, seeing what they came up with on within their budget to customize their trucks. It's really fun to see how everybody gets creative in their own way and what amazing pictures get taken in the process as well. If you have any questions about the Element RC Trailrunner, let me know in the comment section and we'll try to get back to you. If you want to know more about the Element RC Trailrunner 4x4 or any of the other Element trucks, go check out all the links in the video description box, because I will make sure that everything is listed there so you can do a lot of reading on your own. If you're not subscribed yet, please do, because it is free. And if you are subscribed, make sure that you hit the bell. That is much appreciated. As is liking this video, just to get it up in the algorithm a tiny bit more, for more people to check out. Again, I really appreciate the support. I hope you will stay safe, and I hope I will see you around in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
We're back on.